What's up, YouTube? Welcome to more trades. Bitcoin has done an interesting move, but we expected it. I gave you the levels earlier. Well, it certainly exceeded our expectation, but we were expecting a move to the downside, as I was mentioning yesterday. And if you watched my videos and my updates, you would have known that this is inevitable. Let's take a closer look at the charts and see what has Bitcoin done and why it has done it. Now let's go to a higher time frame on the 4-hourly chart. Now we were expecting Bitcoin to move down. Most probably this move up was done and over. You know my higher wave count on the daily time frame. This move down to the June low was a wave 3, and this entire move up was a wave 4, and we're going down for a fifth wave. I've mentioned it several times. This fifth wave consists of 5 waves down, a 1, this was a 2, and we're in a third wave. Other people count it differently. They say this is an A and we're in a B. This was a B and we're going down for a C. Whatever count you want to count, whatever count you want to consider, it's the same, because this last wave is a fifth wave and it's a 5 wave move down, and we had a 1, this whole thing was a 2, and we're coming down for a 3. And if we want to measure the move, how deep could a third wave go? If I gave you a bullish and a bearish count yesterday, and I told you if we lose certain levels, it will be more likely that we're coming down further. Now the measured move for wave 3 is ideally to come to the 1-to-1 and then the 1.618 extension. We've come so close to the 1-to-1, we may be done, and we bounced off the 0.786 very strongly with volume, and we might be continuing higher. But if we're going down, I showed you those levels, the 1-to-1 and the 1.618. Now looking at the wave count, let me show you if I have it here. My wave count here, it needs time to load probably. Let's see, Elliott wave. My Elliott wave is there, so I don't know why it's not loading. It's taking some time to load. Oh, okay, because back here I did not push my waves. My wave 4 ended here, 25k. My wave 5 is started over here, a 1, a 2, and this is a 1 and a 2 again for a third wave. We are in the third wave of the third, and once this is complete, we're going to have a bigger fourth wave and a fifth wave down. Now if I just get rid of these Fibonacci time, okay, now here. Now if we take the Fib extension and we take it from the June lows at 17.6, 17.567, around here, roughly there, to the high of that would be the bullish count 1. And if we say wave 2 is finished over here, wave 3 can go to 25k or even 29k. But we lost some levels which made that less likely. So this whole thing was a correction to the upside. It wasn't pretty, but yeah, we have a 1 that came down to 18.2, yeah, and it bounced off to 21,400. So this gives you a target. This is on Coinbase. This gives you a target of 1-to-1 of 14.4 or 1.618, which is much deeper at 10,056, which a lot of people are calling for 10,000. It won't happen in one day, in one candle. It will take time. You will have chances to trade up and trade down. So just keep an open mind. Now this wave down here is a wave 3 in my opinion. And if we go, this is a 4-hourly chart, and we say the 1 started at 21,480, came down today to 6, on Coinbase is different. I would rather go do it on Binance because I trade on Binance. Let's go on Binance and let's pull some trend-based fib extension and let's look at the chart. I'll get rid of this to make it clear. There we go. So now we have the beginning of wave 1 was here at around 21,477. Today we had 16,826 on Binance, and we had this pump up to 20,000 and almost 700. 1-to-1 brings us to 16K. This is on Binance. 1.618 brings you down to 13K, which coincides with this descending trend line, which was taken from our highs at 69K. So we might come down there, retest it, and it will coincide with a 1.618. So you'll have double support at this level. Just keep it in mind. This level will be your double support if you come down today. Actually, you have, if you come down by 12th of November. However, now looking at this, that is my initial view. So what do we expect now for the short term from Bitcoin? Simple. We are below the value area low. So we retested the value area low today and failed. It seems we want to continue to the downside. We might come and retest it again. So now let's pull from here and say Fibonacci retracement. Our wave 4 ideally retraces to the 0.382 of the wave 3. The wave 3 started over here, I believe. Wave 3 is not ended yet. The wave 3 is also a 5-wave move. You can see that we had a 1 and a bounce for a 2. Let's look at that bounce. The wave 2 came quite short, came to 0.5 fib, but still acceptable. And if this is a 2, then it should go a bit higher. But if it's a 4, if this is a wave 4 of this big 3, again, I'll repeat, this was a 1. This wave down was a 1. This was a 2. This was a 3. This is the wave 3, a big wave 3. It has 5 waves, so it had a 1, 2, and this is the third one of the 5th wave. And in the 5th wave, you'll have a 1 and a 2. So you had a 1 today. You had a 1 over here, probably 2. And this is a 3rd, and this would be the 4th. If the 4th is here, so the 4th retraced to 0.382, I said. Now, ideally, we should be going down for a 5th wave. How deep? You take it from the top over here, from the beginning of 1 to the end of 1. The beginning of 1, we say this is the end of 1 over here because we bounced in a 2, and then you take it to the end of 4. The wave 5 could go to the 1-to-1 extension at 16,471 or 15,071 as 1.618. That would be a deep wave 5. We need to know that we will have a bounce after this extended move to the downside. A bounce is inevitable. We need to have a relief rally. How deep will that relief rally go is for us to see how deep will we go. But we have the POC. Let me bring everything back. Okay, let's go to the chart again. We have the point of control over here. At 19,134, which we could get a strong rejection. We have another point of control, value area low at 18,656. So even if we get up to 18,6, it's still not yet bullish. We are getting a reaction, and even with the Asian markets opened, Tokyo and Hong Kong, we're still having a small push to the downside. We're holding here, and if we have a breakdown, you can see over here, this is a bear flag. Clearly, take it from the high to the bottom of the flag, and if you bring it down from here, say we start falling from here, it brings you down to that 14K region. So everything is pointing down, but the market may have a bounce now and everyone will get bullish again and forget that yesterday ever happened again. Now that's for Bitcoin on one chart. On the other chart, I want to show you my Fib channels and what has happened. My Fibonacci channels on the 4-hourly, we came down very impulsively and we bounced off. We are bouncing off the Fibonacci channel, but now we fell under it and we're getting resistant, and the price is at 18,322. we are below the Fibonacci channel. This orange line is another line which is a descending resistance which we broke out from, and now we're retesting or even falling back in, which is also a bearish indication. So for the short term, I expect some bearishness. We have the CPI data coming out today. We may have a relief rally into the CPI, possibly to that value area high that I was showing you, or even, the point of control, or even the value area low, up to 18,650, which over here, 18,650, or even up here at 19,140, which would give us still some resistance. Looking at a smaller time frame on the 15-minute, we can see clearly we're forming some sort of double bottom. Could this pump up? It could pump up because we have some insufficiency in the chart, that we have extended the move far away from the 50 EMA, which is at 18,620 again, that target of 18,650, 18,620, and we could come back to the 50 EMA. In addition to that, I want to show you an interesting indicator that I like to use. Makes it easier to find vector candles, where a lot of trades have happened, where market makers do their moves, do their business, and this is a zone, one zone. Obviously, we have a big green candle. This is another zone, vector candle zone, and if you go on the hourly, you have an insufficiency here. So it isn't difficult, it isn't impossible. It's where the liquidity is. Markets can go there. When? That is a question. We don't always go there so fast, so soon. It took us so long to come here to recover the wick or the candle that we had in June. It took us from June to October to come and recover this this big move here. To the downside, I don't see anything on the 4-hourly, but obviously we have some gaps on the 4-hourly. On the 4-hourly we have here. On the hourly it wasn't showing. 4-hourly, you can see all this liquidity down here from 13K up to 9K. So it is liquidity. It is where the market has traded heavily in, and a lot of positions at this open positions from here. So you need to be aware of that. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel and click the notifications so you can see whenever I post trades with targets. And yeah, more trades. I'm out.